fashionista per excellence, a professional textile artist and beautiful painter. Our guest today is a pace setter in the Nigerian textile industry. She is also a fashion icon in Nigeria as well. You'll meet our guest on the show today when we come back from this short break. You're welcome to the Sunday interview, and I am Azizat Olaluwa. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Our guest today is an internationally recognized female designer and artist. She is a veteran batik and adire artist. She is an award-winning textile designer and also a spectacular woman. Now, she's a philanthropist and also a founder of about 4 art centers in Nigeria. She is also the founder of Nike Art Gallery located on the island in Lagos. I am talking about Chief Nike Okundaye Davies. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, from what you're wearing, I can pretty much say that you live, breathe, eat, and even sleep art. Am I correct?
It's true.
Now, who is Chief Okundaye Davies?
Well, my name is Nike Davies Okundaye. I was born on the 23rd of May, 1951, in a small remote village, Ogidi, Ijumo, in Kogi State. And art lived in my village. I will say I was born into art, as my parents are artists. When we say artists in those days, they are doing craft. But from craft, the craft that is taking you more than 10 days is no more craft. It's an art. And that is how I learned. The way they pass education to kids in those days, that is how they pass the education to me at the age of 6.
Wow. Wow, so you started learning art as early as age 6 in your life.
So they teach me how to weave the fabric, which is women's loom. We call it ashoki. Then they taught me how to do adi, are, adire. Anything you tie, you dye it. You can paint it and dye it. You can use stencil and dye. You can stitch and dye. So it's called adire in Yoruba land, which is the word of tie and dye.
From what you just told me, it's pretty much easy to say that you were a busy child growing up, you know, learning so many things. Did you really have time for education?
No, because my mother died when I was 6, and my grandmother died a year after that. My great-grandmother have no money to train me through even primary school. So at that age of 6, I have to work for neighbors, look for food with neighbors, because it's a small village. So they cannot even afford to train their own child, so they cannot train me. So all the money I was saving, like 2 kobo, 1 kobo, I will carry a drum of water, is 1 kobo. If I carry 3, and that 3 may take me a week to all the hair on my head, there is no hair in the middle. So that is how I was able to save enough money to be paying quarterly my school fees. And that is why I don't have the opportunity to go to school. So by the time I finished primary 6, I said, let me master on what I have and do it well. that is how I just decide to master on my adire.
So how was the journey really from that age and knowing that men dominated that particular field at that time? How were you able to struggle and, you know, get a space for yourself in it?
Well, I would say it's a lot of struggle because it's just a female among all the male. And then in those days, any work that the man is doing, a woman is not allowed to do it. So they will actually arrest my great-grandmother that is trespassing into the men's loom. He's one of the people who want to start using the men's loom because men's loom is faster than the women. And they arrest her several times. But the cloth that the Elewo is wearing, we are the one weaving it. Then she will say, I don't want to wear Elewo clothes, oh. Let me just leave the line for them. So that is how I just say, let me master on it and struggle between the male counterparts. And to God be the glory. I always fast and pray, and I was able to sustain my my work, but no education. I can hardly explain what when I want to explain my work. Like I want to say cycle of life, I will say my tribe, my signature. Then I will tell the Oyibo, I will say, you see that one? Alaworan. They will say, what is Alaworan? I'm telling them, this one has figure because I discover the work by putting figure on adire. The adire is pattern. Everything is pattern. But to put figure, like you have to create your own figure and put it on it. So Oyibo want to hang that on the wall. So that one put me out and they start buying my figurative adire. And that is how I was able to break through.
Okay, so how did you now start speaking English? Because we are conversing in English now.
Yes.
There's a story behind it, actually.
Every evening, I don't mind, I'm not shy, I will tell the people, I will say, I don't speak English. Oh. If you can, I will do adire for you, if you can teach me. Because I will just put past tense, bata, parapapa, wa. They will say, what? I want to say this is a drummer. He's beating bata drum. Then I will tell them if they can teach me how to say it in a proper way. They will say, okay, say bata. I will say bata. Say drum. I will say drum. Then I will make them adire. So 50-50.
Trade by barter kind of.
Yes.
And you learned English that way.
Yes, small. Even up till now, my English is not that perfect, but I can communicate and say better than before.
All right. I must say that you are really looking colorful, like the typical African woman. Do you get tired or even bored, you know, dressing like this every single day?
Well, I love it. You know, we women, we Africans, we always like to show our textile. When you see Nigeria in UK, they wear their agbada, they wear their kaftan. Even in the cold weather, they will put jackets on top of it. So Nigeria are very proud of their textile. And anywhere I go, I want to showcase the old fashion. We have contemporary one now, which is just ordinary Guinea. But this hand woven, because it's woven on the loom, I want people to always remember their root, their culture, their heritage. By wearing it, then some of the people actually come to buy it. Because when they see me wearing it, they will say, oh, I will tell them, if you cannot wear it, you can hang it on the wall. And then they will
there
say,
are options now.
Yes.
So how do you manage to look this radiant at 66 years, yet you look so radiant?
It's a lot of work. Like I wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock, I have to cook for my husband. I have no housemaid.
You still cook for your husband?
I have no housemaid.
Wow.
I will make the bed, then make lunch that is going to eat here. He doesn't eat outside food, and he doesn't eat food from any other people. So when I come here, I go upstairs more than 6 times a day. So that is like part of my own exercise. I don't normally go to the gym. But when I was struggling to sell in different states, like when they invite me to come and give a lecture, I will carry all my load on my head.
Because you're used to them.
Use trolley. And we said, no, this one, they said, good, it's better than trolley. If somebody wants to steal this, they will have to pull it over. So then so that is how I was able to, instead of me to pay taxi, I will walk to the subway, carry my load on my head. But they are paying me. So I saved that money to come home, so I can use part of that money to give part to my center. So the underprivileged widows and single mothers can also benefit, because immediately I come back, my first breakthrough is 74, when I was sent to US by the American government. Not only me, we are 10 from Africa. So they sent 10 people from Africa, there is no single woman. Then the American government said, if there is no woman, I'm going to recommend a woman. And they were selling my work at the Museum of Natural History in New York at the shop, $2, $3. Then, that is how they now say, oh, who is this woman doing this? They say he's from Nigeria. Then they say, yes, they need a female among the men. And that is how they recommend my name. I was so happy and privileged. When I get there, I see life through art. I said, oh, if this Adire or handwoven, I went to teach handwoven, women's lib, can bring me to US, when I get home, I'm going to teach my colleagues, which are my co-wives. We are 15 wives, married to my first husband. And I lived there for 15 years. So we see ourselves.
You didn't see them as rivals?
No, we see ourselves as enemy. But after going to US and come back, I said, we can be friends. Because what brings us together is this man. And he said why he really married all of us is because he liked to see two women fighting on him. He said, handsome man. It's the fun part, to be watching two women fighting. Then I said, oh, if it's that, we are not going to fight ourselves. We are going to be our sister's keeper. So I trained a lot of I first trained about 7. And when these 7 are independent, we now move. So we leave the other people. So later on, the other people move. And
you left the man?
Yes, we left. Then that is how I'm married to the Okundaye now.
Wow. So how do you relax? Because I can see that you're a very busy woman. How do you relax? Let your hair down if you ever do that?
When I'm working on my beadwork, it's 3 hours every night from 12 to 3. Then that is when I relax. I sleep early, like I will sleep like 8 o'clock, but I must wake up 12 to work on my beadwork. But they say Ojo Ikul, Ojo Isimi. When you go on holiday, you are walking around, and that is what I do here too. So I walk every day, and it's my own exercise. So that my relaxation time is when I'm working on my beadwork.
Now, what is your favorite meal? Because I understand that Kogi indigenous love
pounded yam.
So I'm not far from the truth.
Pounded yam and eforiro with iru.
Oh my gosh.
When you eat that.
You're making my mouth to water.
Everybody in Kogi, they eat it 2 times a day.
2 times?
2 times. They will eat in the morning, they will eat in the evening. And 5 o'clock, they have eat their pounded yam. And some of them sleep early, like 7:30. But if you marry to Kogi or Kogi visit you, and you don't give them the egusi soup and or a foriro with pounded yam, so you don't like them.
Fine. And what tickles your fancy really? That if you say you want to pamper yourself because you are in art, and art is limitless. So what would you say that you could break away from just to enjoy? Like
I do actually. What do they call it? Therapy. Therapy. Like when people come, I want to pamper myself. I just call. I normally go to some of these places like nail studio to do it. But sometimes I just call some of the people who know how to do it. Come. 1 hour, I just want to pamper myself.
Wow, that's good.
And I use coconut oil instead of their own oil, which is imported oil. I see that there is a lot of things we have here, which we don't even notice that is for healing.
Okay. What childhood memories do you hold so dear that you just cannot forget?
Going to fetch water. Every morning, we must go around 5 o'clock. to go and fetch drinking water. And when we are going for this drinking water, if you are not perfect to know how to balance your pot, if your pot break, so other people will make fun of you. So we always say that we are going to go and fetch water for drinking, and we are going to bath. Because some of us, we don't even have water to bath for 3 days. So where they will say, where are we going? Where are we going? We are going to go fetch water, and we will be able to bath and look beautiful.
At the stream?
At the stream. Oh. And that is my fun part. Nothing more than to go and fetch this water is coming from the mountain. And it's very clean. And you don't need to put alum inside. So it's drinking water. So it's my fun part.
Do you have any embarrassing moments that you just can't forget?
Yes.
Most embarrassing
Yes.
moments of your
You
life?
see, sometimes when we are going to the farm, and some of the boys, because I always go to the farm with my brother. My father is a farmer. He never make money, but he's a craftsman too. So they will say, what is all this type of thing you are carrying? You are, like they call you swegbe, you know? Then you get upset. I'm not swegbe, I'm a creative person. My father created this basket because he do weaving basket for marriage, and it's beautiful. Wow. So people want to buy it. Then he's a musician. He always blow trumpet. So they will say, your father is not here to blow his trumpet today. So when they challenge me, then I want to fight. I say that, why am I even fighting? My father doesn't really care whatever people say. So he always say, one day I went to report somebody that cursed me. He said, why do I need to fight for somebody cursing me? He said, let them talk. The people you are talking with is when they will say you are a troublemaker. Just let them make their trouble and go. If you don't say anything, it doesn't show on your dress. So since then, I learned how to be humble.
What kind of attention have you got, traveling? I can imagine you traveling abroad like this.
Yeah.
What kind of attention has it brought you?
When I went to UK, the Chinese, they always like to take picture. They will say, Africa, Africa, can I take picture with you? My host was is afraid that something will happen, that somebody is just going to attack me. I say, I'm an African woman. I will only die one time, so don't worry. So every day I walk from the African Center to Piccadilly. And I will dress in and people sometimes they will be looking at me like this. I'm also enjoying during the summer, you enjoy your dress. You are walking like royal because our textile is royal. And we are wearing our crown, which is the head tie. And it's a pride for us. So they don't have head tie, they don't even know how to wear it. So they wear hats. So we wear our head tie and showcase our culture.
I still have so many questions to ask
all
you.
Right,
we'll have to go on a short break at this point. I've been speaking with Chief Nike Okundaye Davies. Stay with us on the show. We'll be right back. Glad to have you back. We've been speaking with the founder of Nike Art Gallery. She is a recognized female designer and artist, internationally recognized really, and we've been talking about her journey through life so far. Thank you for staying with me on the show. Thank you. Now, would you say Nigerians, and of course Africans in general, are lovers of art? Do they really appreciate art as white people?
Well, I want to tell you now, 90% of our collectors now are Nigerian. But before, in the 70s, late 60s, it's only expatriate. Even in the 80s, it's only expatriate. You can count maybe just 10 people who are collectors in Lagos. But now, the 90% of our collectors, they are Nigerian. After they travel, the young people in their 40s, late 40s, they have an office over there. They come back to establish. They want to decorate their office with artwork. Just like in US, if you build a house, 15% of the money you use to build that house has to go to art. Wow. So you have to use 15% to decorate your office with artwork. So now a lot of our young people, it's just fun. I'm just so happy to see it at my own lifetime that Nigeria are great collector. And some of them, they don't want to be known.
Wow.
But
And from what you just said, it seems that it's usually Nigerians that have been internationally exposed
Yes.
that have gone out. But what
Yes.
about locals? Do they
Well,
really appreciate or even understand art?
I want to tell you the local, it's after you belly food, you go to.
That's
Because artwork is something like, it's very expensive.
very expensive.
So it's after you belly food, you want to think about art. The local will not, up till now, they will just say, even when you give it to them as a present, they will say, Chineke, oh, what is this? This thing will be running after me in the night.
Okay, so what is a typical day like for you at the gallery?
Well, every day is like Christmas for me because I always enjoy seeing people taking time from no time to really appreciate the creativity of the Nigerian handwork. Because a lot of people, they only go to the museum overseas to see this work. And my own is to create a place where they can also see as their own. That is why I bring all these artists together to bring their work, so their work is their voice. I'm only doing it for the sake of the people so they can see what is done in their own country. I don't get paid by government for doing this, but I just enjoying it because we cannot wait for government to do everything for us. This our governor is a good man. He loves art and is promoting art. Oh, he's the best governor I ever
see what he's doing around
and
Lagos.
Rufai is another good governor who supported the art when he was in Abuja. And I know he's in Kaduna now. If they do trade fair, he's always there. So he's one of the other one who really promote art. But I want to tell you, with his help, art has become something that all the Nigeria are now coming to see as a tourism. Because what do we have to show to the tourists? The tourists want to see the creativity. Other problem they are facing, the tourism who want to come and buy artwork, is the visa. If Lagos State can make a visa available at the airport and tell the federal government, if you cannot give a visa in your country, just come to through Lagos, get your visa, and enjoy the creativity of the Lagosians.
So in essence, you're saying that is some form of appeal to the government to do something about that?
Yes. I would love the government to just make visa available. When I go to Kenya, you just get your visa at the entrance. So tourists go to Kenya because they can get a visa. A lot of people, they love Nigeria dearly, but they cannot get a visa to come. So it's a big headache for them. And they have seen all this on Facebook, how Nigeria is beautiful. We have the sun to offer them coconut. We have even corn.
We have a lot. Really.
So we can create festival every day. So they can come to, especially Lagos, have everything. Mat festival, flower festival. You can grow anything in Nigeria. Tomato festival, everything. There is a mood festival. Look at all the creativity.
Ankara festival.
Ankara festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does it feel to have your work, your painting featured at the Smithsonian, even as far back as 2012?
Yeah. I was so happy when the American ambassador, the first female American ambassador, she come, she said, Mama Nike, do you have any of your work at the Smithsonian? I said, no. He said, okay, I will make sure I will donate one. And he bought it very expensive.
Wow.
And he donated to them.
Wow.
So when I went to Smithsonian to see my work, I was so privileged, and I thank the female ambassador for giving me the opportunity to showcase my work there. And the other person who restored the work for me is Chinedu.
In Nigeria?
Yes. Chinedu is one of the speakers in the Apia. He's also an art lover. He is one of the people who really promoted art. As you see, even Melaye is an art promoter. all these people, they love art, but sometimes you don't see it on their face. But when they will do anything to make sure they protect the creativity.
Okay, what advice do you have for young artists coming up, with all the struggles and all the challenges?
Yes, all the young artists coming up, I want to tell them they should have a focus and follow their dream and be humble. So whatever they want to do, they should just focus on it and follow their dream. The sky is their beginning. Nothing come easy. Like me, I have been on this road now 61 years. So if they have a focus and know what they want, nobody can stop their dream. They have to continue going on. There is no more going back. So just have a focus and do whatever they are doing, master it and do it well.
Would you say art is a form of a business that spends money quickly?
Yes.
Or you have to persevere before you start reaping benefits?
The first time when you start art, it's not even the money. You do it for joy. Then if they shake your hand and say, oh, this is good, wow, they make your day.
Satisfaction.
But now, art has become money. It's a business. It's a serious business. One of our female artists broke a record by selling one of her pieces for $200 million in US.
Wow.
The first one is 100,000 US dollar. So she's the first one to break African record. That art is not just art, art is a business.
Art is not cheap. Now you hold many chieftaincy titles,
yes.
From your state and even from Osogbo.
Yes.
Atashashi.
Agbasaga, Aladire of Osun State. Not only Osogbo, the whole Osun State. Because Osogbo Ilu Aro, Aro Belo Osogbo se Nguni Lo. The king of Osogbo is from the family of the people who do indigo. So when he became the king, he now said, no, I will promote this indigo to the core. And he gave me this title. He is a young man. He followed me. We both went to Detroit, Michigan to see the museum. He wanted to bring a lot of the African Americans back home. They were crying, King, I want to follow you. And the king also is crying. He now see how rich our culture is. All the African American, all the white people, they were just coming, paying their homage to this young king who is a promoter of culture. Wow. The same thing with the king of Ido-Osun, the same thing with the Oni of Ife. I follow him to Canada. Come and see people coming crying. We want to go home with you. Wow. So the king now, the young king now, they promote the culture. They are promoting their heritage and they make sure that the festival, they don't miss any festival. Because there is Olojo Festival, there is so many festivals, Aje Festival, Osun Festival, Indigo Festival. So there is so many festivals that the king are now promoting to make sure the knowledge is passed on to the younger generation. So we thank them for their love for art.
Thank you very much, Madam, for featuring on our show today. Thank you for coming. Well, I've been speaking with the founder of Nike Art Gallery, Chief Nike Okundaye Davies. It's been quite interesting. I would love to hear from you and, of course, other comments on the show. Send your messages to the Sunday interview at tvcnews.tv. I am Azizat Olaoluwa. Bye for now.